What's up, Money Moicano here, and today we're going to talk about Alex Pereira, o Poatan, how he took over UFC not only with his striking techniques, his style, his kickboxing style, but in the social media.
Aí, Patão, aí, tira uma foto aqui, velho. Foi. Porra. Caralho, velho.
Every place that you watch, that you scroll in every social media, he's taking over, and the most interesting, he doesn't even speak English.
Holy shit.
I'm going to talk about his career a little bit, how he got to the UFC, and then how he took over. Stay tuned. So Alex Pereira was a Brazilian kickboxer. He started to kickboxing in Jungle Fight, the same promotion that I fought MMA, and he had a good career on WGP, World Grand Prix Kickboxing in Brazil, a very solid kickboxing promotion. After a while, he decided to try MMA in Jungle Fight 2, and he lost to Kemuel Otoni. The other guy was an underdog on that fight, but he still got the win. Alex Pereira got back to the kickboxing, and he was doing pretty successful in kickboxing. He was a Glory champion, but before Glory, he faced Adesanya 2 times. So the first one, everybody knows, was a split decision, was a very tough fight for both. He beat Adesanya on the points. And on the rematch in China, that's very important to say, Alex Pereira knocked Adesanya out. And he kept going with the kickboxing. He became the world champion in kickboxing. He was a household name in kickboxing, but he decided to try MMA couple more times. He beat another guy on the MMA, and after that, he get back to the kickboxing again. And after a loss, he decided that he want to fight MMA for good. He just had 4 fights in MMA, 3 wins and 1 loss, and UFC knew the power of the promotion for him if he keep winning on the UFC. That's why they throw a favorable match on his debut, and he knocked the guy out. I remember everybody was talking about the guy. He's the guy that beat Adesanya twice. They were trying to hype him up, to build up the fight, and that's why sometimes I say Alex Pereira is the true story of the Cinderella man, my brother, because think about that. Before I tell you that, I got cut in the gym because I am training for a fight. I don't have opponent yet, I thought that I had, but still looking for a date, looking for opponent, but soon I will give you guys more information, but it is what it is. I still have to do the YouTube and to training very hard, but let's go, let's keep going. And please, if you can, use the like button like always, my brother, and comment for the algorithm. Thank you so much. Let's help out that channel, mother. And that's why I always tell you that Alex Pereira was like a movie. Imagine that, very successful in kickboxing, and he decided to pursue this MMA career, and I think was because of Adesanya, because if you look at his interview, he always loved kickboxing, he always liked kickboxing, but I think he saw Adesanya being so successful in MMA that he decided to try again, especially because it was not in his division in kickboxing, he lost on the division above, so I thought he decided to give a try because of Adesanya, because Adesanya was being so successful, especially being a kickboxer in the high level, and knowing that he beat Adesanya twice, he gave it a try to MMA, and UFC know that, and UFC put a very favorite opponent after that, and he knocked the guy out. And after that, he was supposed to fight another Brazilian, Bruno Blindado, a good kickboxer, a very good striker, but not in the same level of Adesanya, and Adesanya won that fight by decision and could show us how good he is on kickboxing. But the fight that got him to the title was the Sean Strickland fight. I think the rivalry between Adesanya and Alex Pereira was very good for his career, because after his first win on his debut, Adesanya was already calling him out. It was not him calling Adesanya out.
We talked about this like 2 days ago. Like, yeah, we need something new, especially after you lap the division again.
And like I was saying, the Sean Strickland fight, the way he beat Sean Strickland, and if I'm not mistaken, Sean Strickland was number 5 in the middleweight division, so was undeniable. But everybody was saying that he need to fight more, he need to face wrestlers. Adesanya want their revenge. Adesanya want to beat him. And that's like a movie. And I remember Adesanya was saying that, like, this is like a movie. I'm going to get my rematch and I will beat him. And this is going to be like an anime or I don't know what Adesanya watches. And that was just funny because that's like a true movie. After 3 fights and after he beat Sean Strickland the way he did, he got the title shot. But this time, he knocked Adesanya out on the 50th round. And I was there. I had a fight last year on the same card and I watched the history being made. And I thought, okay. And now the video starts, you know? Because I was talking about how Adesanya and Pereira rivalry took place and why he got the fight. And let's be honest with that. He got the fight because Adesanya wanted the fight. Of course, he's good, but UFC knew how much promotion they could cut off this fight especially because he had knocked Adesanya out on the second kickboxing fight. So they knew Adesanya want the fight, the fans want the fight, and UFC built this fight. But the problem was, I'm pretty sure UFC thought Adesanya would beat him. And even myself, everybody was thinking that because Adesanya was more well-rounded, let's say, or had more experience on the MMA. But the power of Alex Pereira cannot be underestimated, you know, because he's a knockout artist. If he touch you with the left hand, you're going down for sure. And that was a beautiful night. It was like a movie. He beat the guy 2 times on kickboxing and he beat him on the biggest stage, UFC title fight. And the reason that I think UFC want Adesanya to win is because Adesanya sells a lot of pay-per-view, especially because the way he calls himself, you know, the way he push his persona. I think they knew Adesanya is is a different guy. He's a guy they want to push. But Alex Pereira, in the other hand, I thought that UFC would have a hard time to try and promote him, especially because he didn't speak English, you know. He just moved to the USA, and that's a very important thing to say. Glover Teixeira was helping him a lot, and I think he, not only with training, but with life, with social media, with everything. I don't know that. This is just how I feel, you know. He took Alex Pereira under his wing and he's like a mentor to Alex Pereira. So it's very nice to see their friendship and how they work with each other, you know, especially Glover being a former champion. And that's a cool thing to see.
Bom, hein, velho? Porra, velho. Hey, guys.
But like I say, the video is not, I don't want to talk about that. I just did this brief presentation to tell you that even when he got the title, the odds were against him, you know, because of that. Because I'm pretty sure UFC sometimes is just crazy. We saw times like Aldo and McGregor, you know, Aldo, excellent champion, a guy that was champion for years, and Conor beat him and no rematch. And we see that over and over and over and over. But guess what? When Alex Pereira knocked Adesanya, they did the rematch instantly because they think, okay, he was losing 4 rounds and he got lucky on the 50th round. So let's end up this and let's put they to fight again. Let's see what happens. And guess what? Everybody was thinking about that. You know, was thinking about the rematch. Everybody thought Adesanya would get the rematch, and he did, you know, but he was losing. But props to Adesanya, he got his belt back, and I thought, okay, I think now Alex Pereira is done, you know, because it's going to be very hard for him to fight against wrestlers, against MMA fighters, and especially because I don't think UFC wants him as a champion or wants to push him. But guess what? After that fight with Adesanya, he moved up and face Blachowicz. And Blachowicz is a former champion, and Blachowicz is a guy that beat Adesanya using wrestling. And let me tell you something, it was a close fight, but everybody saw how Alex Pereira improved on his game, you know, in every aspect of his game, in the grappling, takedown defenses, strategy. He was not reckless trying to knock him out. So, and I was very surprised, and after that I say, okay, but why UFC keeps pushing him and now he's gonna fight Proracha? So guess what? Again, after what he did in middleweight, now he's having a chance for another title, you know? And I keep me ask why? Because again, he does not speak English, but brother, there is a thing that is more powerful than English, you know? And I think what Alex Pereira do is like, he does stuff in social media that's very unusual, you know, because he doesn't speak English, but he has his persona on the videos, and everybody loves what he's doing. And his social media team, they are doing a great job, you know, marketing him. And I remember on the beginnings when he was fighting Adesanya, everybody say that he has no emotion and this and that, and they were posting memes. But it's very strange to see nowadays there is a lot of Brazilian fighters that they have that charisma, like Paulo Costa, you know, like even Charles Oliveira. He doesn't speak English, but people that speak English love him even though he doesn't speak English, and that's very funny to see. And I think it's the charisma, and I think Adesanya has that, and the way he's doing on the social media is very funny, and I think he's getting a lot of traction, you know, and he's going to fight for a belt again. And I think that's a way better fight than Blachowicz, because Proracha is not a wrestler, he's a striker. At 205, I think Alex Pereira is very, very dangerous. I will do a video only on that, you know, a homie is in trouble video. I'm not gonna tell right now what I think. I am just impressed by his story, you know, because imagine that a kid that he struggled with alcoholism and drugs and all that kind of stuff. He was very poor, and he found a gym, he found a mentor that helped him in kickboxing, and after that, he did again with Glover Teixeira. So if you look to his story, it's like a movie, you know, he's a character on the movie, you know, reaching his true potential through the UFC, being a champion, and now he's going to have another chance to become a champion in 2 divisions, something that Adesanya never done. So even though Adesanya beat him on the last fight, if he become the 205 champion, he's going to beat Adesanya record again, and that's going to be like a movie again, because he lost and he recovered, and now he has the chance to fulfill his dream and to become a 2-time champion in the UFC. Not many fights in the UFC. How many fights does he have in UFC? How long he is in UFC, and everybody loves him. So I think it's because the storyline, you see, he got to the UFC, he had beat Adesanya, and then he found a master in Glover Teixeira that helped him through MMA and to all that stuff. It's just a cool story to see. Let me know if you like the video. I will do more videos like that. So if you like, please let me know on the comments. And if you think he's going to beat Jiri Proracha, me personally, I want him to beat Proracha. So we have another Brazilian champion again, especially on 205, a division that was ruled by John Jones after he beat Shogun Ruas. We had many Brazilian fighters on the 205, Mauricio Shogun Rua, Lyoto Machida, and the list goes on, you know, Vitor Belfort, and that was a very important division for us. But after John Jones, we had Glover Teixeira, and now we're going to have another chance on Alex Pereira. I hope he beats him. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much. Peace out.